What's up everybody, I'm Gojo and I'll bring you guys the next part of What If Iron Man was in Dragon Ball. Now if you guys are wondering, I'm skipping on to the Battle of Gods. If you're wondering, by the time of the Battle of Gods, don't know what actually would have gone to the guy's world. Eventually going to learn what the guys can do and eventually learn their techniques. Tony's actually able to learn the Kai and how to create Kaio-Shin, which is practically one of the strongest metals besides the celestial metal that Tony possesses. Because Celestial Metal cannot be destroyed even by the Omni Key itself, making this armor completely indestructible and unerasable. With this, Tony has a knowledge of maybe combine Kaio-Shin with this new type of metal, eventually able to create a new powerful armor. So powerful, these actually start to get even bigger. This armor practically grows on its own as it becomes a true God Killer armor, but Tony decides to call it the Celestial Armor. A powerful armor that can match a power of an angel, or even not even the Grand Priest itself. With this armor, Tony knows that maybe he will be able to defeat someone as strong as those so-called angels, but he wants to just upgrade it just in case, adding additional weapons alongside an incredible booster power. Eventually, Tony is actually able to figure out a new type of element that he's able to use, known as Protonium. If when it was Protonium, practically Tony would have invented this element, combining the usage of Ki and some of the energies that exist on Earth on the Dragon Balls. He's able to combine them all into one element, the Protonium, which Tony was able to create to power off almost all his armors. They're the most powerful ones. And these armors can practically run out of this energy, because this energy practically is sufficient to Tony, and Tony is able to practically increase his stamina and training while using a time chamber. Due to his new armor, Tony cannot age, he can practically use the time chamber as much as he wants, eventually using it to practically also create his armors and even shrink them to a limited size. Eventually, Tony is able to master almost all of his armors, not needing to exhaust none of his energy, but also gaining incredible power. Before Tony has not achieved God Ki by training out the Kais, but his Ki control is improved a lot more. He actually gets the ultimate form from the old Kai due to able to break the Z-Sword. And Tony actually would have offered to Gohan, with Gohan of course accepting it, and Gohan's potential unlocked, will be much more powerful than Tony, because yeah, Gohan is a hybrid, so yeah, but Tony's potential is no slacking at all. Tony in his ultimate form, while combined with his armor, he can practically match Gogeta in Super Saiyan 3, practically showing that Tony is still the strongest out of all of them. Even if Gogeta is strong to Super Saiyan God, Tony can actually still keep up with the fusion. Eventually, Beerus would have woken up, but he will actually have a dream about two warriors, not just one. The one being the Super Saiyan God, and the one being the Iron Man, or the warrior in the golden armor, known as the Celestial Killer armor. Of course, Beerus actually knows about the Celestials and they created this armor a long time ago, but he thinks that it was destroyed. Eventually, we would have shown how Tony was able to find the armor and how Goku eventually became a Super Saiyan God because of Tony. Surprisingly, Beerus of how this more possesses this type of knowledge. Eventually, he will decide to face off against both Goku and Tony, seeing them as the strongest warriors on Earth. Of course, both Tony and Goku will be on Bulma's party, just started wanting to relax, having some time with his family. If what they're doing, we'll get along with Trunks alongside Goten. So yeah, both of them will kind of like be brothers, but since practically Dalton practically sees Tony as his uncle, almost like they don't practically make both Dylan and Dalton practically cousins. So yeah, eventually when Beerus arrives, he's not noticed by someone, but Tony is easily able to predict that Beerus is the god of destruction, due to able to practically see Beerus' clothes and just recognize it by Beerus' tone. Eventually, when Beerus gets irritated, Tony offers a battle between him and Beerus, with Beerus actually accepting the battle really quickly. Tony decides to use his regular armor, which is able to enchant due to some of his abilities. Eventually, Tony is able to put up a really incredible fight due to this armor being empowered by a new element that Tony created alongside some additional pieces of his other God Killer armors. Of course, Beerus is surprised by the power of Tony, but he tells him to use that armor. Of course, Tony does not want to show his full power, but he decides to just see how powerful Beerus is. Tony uses his angelic killer armor. That's what Tony calls that armor. Due to his able to kill angels, Tony decided that this name will fit well. As he forms his armor, Beerus will be surprised of the immense size. If only Tony in this armor is gigantic in size. You could say that he's as the size of a skyscraper, which is incredibly big. If only Tony can practically shrink himself with the armor, but he decides to just show his superiority to Beerus, with Beerus simply getting irritated by Tony thinking that he's superior to him. Beerus of course tries to destroy the armor with Hakai in Meteor Blast, but that little does to no damage to the armor. Even the armor is not scratched, and even if it gets scratched, it can instantly repair itself with no issue. Surprising Beerus of how powerful this armor is. Beerus has to use his full power to face off Tony's armor, but it seems that Tony has the upper advantage. Eventually Tony decides to let Goku and Vegeta fight Beerus. And this battle most likely been incredibly even, since both Goku and Vegeta have been training with Tony, and Tony has been using most of his God Cure armors to train both of them. So most likely that both Goku and Vegeta are able to overpower Beerus with ease, seemingly as now they're the strongest mortals besides Tony. Since Tony has possession of the most powerful armors in existence, Tony is practically the strongest mortal, while both Goku and Vegeta are second to him. Seemingly as Beerus is surprised by how his mortals were able to become this strong, not even he's surprised by Tony possessing these type of armors. Beerus is impressed by not only Goku and Vegeta, but also by Tony. He actually wonders if Tony is able to figure out how to control God Ki, then maybe these armors were able to even kill someone like the Omni King. But of course, Tony was actually able to explain to Beerus that his armors cannot be erased, not even by the Omni King Zeno. Zeno cannot even erase these armors because of their element that they are created from, or the material. Which surprises Beerus of Tony knowing that so much. Even Goku tells Beerus that even when they fuse as Gogeta, which his power is much powerful than Beerus is full power, they were not even able to scratch this armor as well. And if Beerus is able to scratch it a little bit, then that means it's just Tony using a little bit of his suppressed power. Which surprises Beerus as Tony was holding back the entire time. With Tony scratching the back of his head, telling them that he wanted to hold back just so he could not kill Beerus and Shin. With Beerus of course being surprised that Tony actually knows the connection between the Supreme Kai and his God Destruction. Of course, Beerus decides to actually offer Tony to be the next God Destruction, but Tony simply rejects it, telling him that he does not think that this style will suit him, nor does he think he wanted, but he'll think over it. For now, it's just a no, but maybe in the future he'll maybe say yes. With Beerus of course accepting Tony's answer, seemingly as he sees it as a responsible one. Eventually, both Tony, Goku, and Vegeta go to the Beerus planet after a month, eventually training other Whis as they were able to access to God Ki. If Tony will not get any transformation, but its ultimate form will become more powerful. Eventually, both Goku and Vegeta were able to master Super Saiyan God and even Super Saiyan Blue after training with Tony. Tony is also able to show Whis his Angelic Cure armor, and even Whis will be surprised as his power, even at 50%, is not able to match Tony's. Since his power and his Angelic Buster armor is practically much stronger than Whis itself. And Whis is one of the strongest angel if you're not counting Grand Priest. So yeah, this is how powerful Tony's armor is. And Whis was not able to even make a scratch. If only Tony's at full power and uses the Angelic Cure armor. So yeah. With this, Tony will show his superiority to not only Whis, but also to Beerus, seemingly as Tony is the most powerful mortal to face off against anything with his tech. Eventually, Tony is actually able to infuse some of his God Ki into his armors and became even stronger. Eventually, Tony will try and figure out of making an armor that possesses his God Ki alongside to much more of his normal suit, so he doesn't have to grow them that large, because he knows that it will be pretty problematic, because if his stars are too fast for him to catch, then this armor will practically be useless if it's not for strength and speed. So yeah. Eventually, Frieza will still appear, train for 6 months, and try to face off the Z-Fighters. But if Gohan has been training ever since both Goku, Vegeta, and Tony have left. Alongside Dylan, Dylan has been gaining the Ultra Form just like his follower, and is easily able to overpower Frieza with Gohan, due to the potentials being incredibly high. If Dylan has much more potential than his follower, he is incredibly knowledgeable. Both Dylan and Gohan are easily able to defeat Frieza with no difficulty, seemingly as they have no problem with it. Of course, both Goku and Tony are very proud by their sons, with Vegeta thinking that if about future Trunks and what happened to him. If we're saying, yes, Vegeta have met future Trunks, if we're in the Future Wars, kind of want to visit the other timeline, so yeah. Eventually, we're going to the Euro 6 vs. Euro 7 tournament. But if we're saying, Tony is easily able to overpower most of them, and even Frost Poison is not able to go through Tony's armor due to Tony's armor probably protecting him through getting this poison. Most likely that he was able to also figure out that Frost cheated and practically disqualify him, eventually getting Goku after Tony, because Tony wants Goku to fight as well. Eventually Tony faces off against Hit, and Hit actually supposed to be an incredibly big challenge to Tony. Due to him able to stop time, Tony's armor can take incredible amounts of hits. Remember that Hit was stated by many other characters that he was at the level of Super Saiyan Blue Goku when he faced off against him. But now Goku's became much stronger. So I'm gonna say that Tony is much more powerful in his base form. So yeah. And for Tony's not even using ultimate while using the armor. So that just proves how powerful Tony has become. If Tony did teach Kyle how to transform Super Saiyan thanks to Vegeta helping him with it. With of course Kyle learning Super Saiyan, he takes both Tony and Vegeta, but mostly Vegeta because of Vegeta able to teach him that. Eventually Goku hit and Tony are in the struggle, seemingly as both of them are equally matched. Tony has incredible amounts of durability, while Hit has incredible amounts of stamina. But he cannot do it for longer time. If he does it for much longer, he'll get exhausted. And Tony knows that. Eventually, Tony will decide to let Goku fight Hit, seemingly as he had enough of his fun. Eventually, Tony lets Goku. And eventually, Goku, which uses just his Super Saiyan God, is able to overpower Hit. Even though Hit is progressing incredibly much, Tony has been holding back the entire time he fought with Hit. So he's not using all his power, and Goku uses the full power of Super Saiyan God mastered, he's able to overpower the assassin. If the Goku Black arc will still begin, but it will actually be not only the Goku Black, but also the Iron Man Black arc. Seemingly as now, Tony and Goku have created a new powerful enemies to face off. How will they face off against them? Well, you just have to figure it out in the next part. See you guys in the next one. I'm your go-to host. See ya.